Hi guys, so in this video I'll be answering some of your questions that a lot of people have about e-commerce and about the business itself. And if you don't know who I am, I'm Diogo, and in the past 1.5 years I've made over $1.8 million in revenue. Up until this point, we're continuing to scale those brands. I continue to work with those brands, and so far I've made $1.8 million with well over 6 figures in profit. And so in this video I wanted to answer some of your questions that a lot of people have about e-commerce, about this business model, how it works, and how can you do it too. And also, guys, I have here the Shopify plague for you to see, to prove that it's real. And so let's get into the questions without further ado. And so first question that I receive a lot is e-commerce still a good business to start in 2025? And the reality is, do you think people will stop buying from websites online? Yes or no? Because if the answer is yes, well, e-commerce is not dead then. And that's the opinion that I have, is because I think that people will continue to buy things online, products online, from brands that they trust, right? People will still buy from Nike. They won't stop buying from Nike or from any other brand that it's relevant to them and that they like. They feel connected to the brand, and they will still continue to buy from those brands. And so the tricky part here is that it's getting harder and harder. I do think that's the case, because when, like 5 years ago, you could just run Google Ads and you would be successful with your store because no one was running Google Ads maybe, and so you could grab a product that sells a lot and you run Google Ads or something like that and you're gonna be successful. That's not the case anymore. You have to build more trust with your potential clients. You have to build like more social media, show more of your brand, show trust, show reviews. Make sure that people are happy when they receive the products, because then they will read positive reviews to you, and this will create a good flywheel and into your brand. People are skeptical, that's true. They are more skeptical than before because a lot of people, the truth is, they've been scammed before from other brands that didn't really fulfill on their promises, and that this really puts some people off. And so you have to build the right foundations. But if you build the right foundations and you're able to really create that trust with your customers and deliver on the product that you advertise, you're going to be successful for the long run, because people will just going to trust you, leave positive reviews to you, they will like your brand, and you can just keep on scaling your companies, right? So the second question that I get a lot is that how much money do you need to actually test a product? And so this ties a little bit with the previous point, because if you think that the business model e-commerce is a valid business model, then if it's not working for you, you might be the problem, right? You are the problem because it's not the business model. And so if that's the case, you yourself need to develop your skills, your skill sets, your abilities to make the business model work, and this depends on you. And so the money you need will the more the better, because if you have more money and you recognize that the business model is not a problem, then you're going to spend more and more money acquiring more skills and testing different products, opening different stores, trying new things, and eventually when you get like the brand philosophy right, you choose the right products, you build the right offer, you market to the right people, then you're going to be successful, and you can basically get the return on your investment. But I would say, if I had to give a number, $1,000 to $2,000 would be the range I would give as of now, because you really need that kind of money to just play a little bit around with some products, test a few products on the market, because probably when you start you're going to fail. Like the first product, you're not going to be successful with it, and that's completely normal. And so what you do is like you take like the lessons learned from that first store that you built, from those first products that you try to sell, and then you're going to do things a little bit different on the second store, and so on and so forth, until you are able to have like all the skills required to get a successful store. And if that's the case, you're gonna get the return on your investment anyway, because when it does work, it will work for you in a very good way and will pay off all of the investments that you made. And so also regarding time, like people ask how much time does it take to actually be successful, and this depends on your skill set and on what stage of business you're at. If you're already very skilled and you have experience with e-commerce, then it will probably be faster for you than for a complete beginner that doesn't know anything about e-commerce, the business structures, anything. You have to learn everything by yourself, and that's completely fine. It's just going to take a little longer. But some people are more lucky than others and find like better products early on, and others take a little longer to really crack the code on what makes a good product, what makes a good marketing strategy, etc., etc. So it can take like 6 months, it can take 2 years. For me, it took like around 2 years. So it really depends on your level. But I'm still 22, so when I started, I was like in high school. I was finishing high school and stuff. So I really didn't know anything about business at all. So I had to learn from scratch everything. But if you're a little bit more advanced or a little bit more experienced in any realm, you might find success early. I already spoke with people that got successful in like 6 months. So it really depends. The last question that I have here is well, how can you stand out if everything is saturated nowadays in e-commerce? Okay, and so for this question, it's important to recognize that the way you stand out, there are a lot of different ways you can stand out. I'm gonna give you like 3 examples so that you can have some ideas and you can like think about this question more deeply. But essentially, one of the ways that you have to stand out in the market is having a completely different product than everybody else, right? So if you are able to find a product that has a lot of demand and very little supply, and you just fill in this gap, you're gonna make money, right? But what's the problem with this? It's extremely hard to find a very in-demand product with low supply, because as soon as a product is in demand, someone else is selling it. But there are some people that find these products and they are able to sell them and make a lot of money with it. But if you're not able to do this, which is the majority of the case, then you have a second way you can differentiate yourself, which is with the marketing strategy or marketing angles. And so for the marketing strategy, I'll give you an example. For example, if you see that a product or products are selling a lot in the US market, for example, but there are not a lot of people selling it in the Europe, then you can just grab the product, grab the offer, grab the marketing angles and sell it in Europe for the European market, like with local languages, with local prices, like more tailored to the local market that you want to target in Europe, and you're just going to be able to sell it. So this is another strategy. A lot of people do it. And third, the other strategy that you can take is differentiating on the marketing angle. For example, if there's like a back posture corrector that are brands selling for men over the age of 50 that have like back problems, and they are selling to these people this product. But then you find that this product is also helpful for women with some hips or back problem as well. Then you can take this product and sell to women, right? The same product, but sold to a different audience. And since this audience is not served, then you'll be able to grab the market share for yourself in this audience. And so this is another way you can differentiate yourself, is like thinking about what are the competitors doing and how can I be different from them than them, but in a way that I leverage the quality of the product, right? So this is another way you can think about it. The last thing that I'm going to say is about the marketing strategy. For example, if your competitors are very strong on ads, on paid traffic, right, and they are acquiring their customers through paid ads like Facebook, Google, TikTok ads, but then you feel like their marketing on organic marketing is not that good, and they don't have like a lot of partnerships with influencers on that space, you can just come in and do those partnerships, partner with big influencers and big creators on the space that have the authority and have the following that can sell the product that you're after, and you just partner with them, give them some commission or something like that, and you build a very strong organic presence with like a lot of organic videos, reels, TikToks, like with a huge virality component. You dominate this game of volume, and you really flood the market with your organic videos, and the influencers will be sponsoring your brand and referencing your brand across their posts, And what's going to happen is that people across the market will start seeing your brand as the reference for the product. And so when they think of the product, they will think about your brand in the long run, in like medium run, when you're already a little more consistent with your strategy. And so what's going to happen is that you're then going to be able you're going to be able to launch some ads, like retargeting ads, build a little bit more trust with your potential clients, and they're going to see like 2, 3, 4 times your brand, and they're not going to like they're going to convert at some point in the future. And so this is a very good strategy to get long-term success and ensure that you step into the market, even if it's saturated, and still see success with it. So I hope these tips were helpful. I'm going to share more of my lessons in the coming videos, so drop a question if you have one, and I'll see you in the next video.